Cap has to move the ball, man. That's where I'm going to start. This is my guy. Number 11, that's my guy. I gave him the name Captain Clutch, all of that. You got to move the ball, bro. You got to get your guys involved. The big bodega only getting 10 shots tonight. That's on the point guard. You got to feed him.
Zero in the fourth quarter, CP.
You got to feed him. You got to feed him. Why did it take until 6 minutes in the fourth to get Mikal Bridges back in the game when he had Tim Hardaway Jr.? I said it. I said it on Good Day today. Mikal Bridges, tonight is your night. It was his night. Give it to him. You can't just give it to the point guard and everybody stand around and watch and then the point guard not move the ball. It's a predictable offense. You're going up against a young, scrappy, desperate, aggressive defense. You have to make them work and you got to make them pay. We played too lazy on the offensive side of the ball, and that's starting with the point guard. That's my guy. But I'm going to start there. Feed the big man. You got Mikal Bridges with Timmy guarding you. You got Cat with Tobias guarding him. You got to feed those guys. Those guys have the advantage. He's out there working way too hard to get his points. With everybody else having advantageous matchups, you got to feed him. And everybody's got to move the ball. There was not enough ball movement. There was not enough off-ball movement. Defensively, they didn't get their stops until they got desperate in the fourth, which is the same thing that happened in game one. You got to be the one to dictate the terms. It's far too often that they're backpedaling. Give credit to Detroit. They went out there, they played a desperate game. I'm not a blame the referee guy, but this is the game two atmosphere that you're going with. This is not the same crew that you started with in game one. It's a different crew. I thought the whistle was beneficial for them, and they took advantage of that, right? When the Knicks made their mistakes, when they got their missed shots, what did K do? Straight to the basket, transition, get to the free throw line, or get inside. And he got whatever he wanted to get. That is what a desperate team does. But, they foul out of Saw Thompson. Then you got Jalen Duren. He's under duress. The Knicks were in the bonus with like 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And you settling for like ridiculous jumpers. They played right into their hands again, just like they did in game one. And they lost the game. We did not need Cap. We didn't need the three when we down by 2. Cutting the game down. What were we down by 2 with a minute left? I got to go back to it. We don't need the hero ball all the time. We can go the gritty way sometimes. And so I just felt like opportunity after opportunity after opportunity was left out there. Bench, look, Cam picked up 3 fouls in the first half. Again, is that the game 2 whistle by the refs? Is that Cam being overzealous? Look, I thought they called a lot of ticky-tack ones on the Knicks tonight that you didn't get in game 1. Again, it's a different crew, and this is game 2. You got to understand what you're dealing with here. When you're up 1-0, you're up against a lot. You're up against a desperate team. And to me, I've been watching the game for 30-plus years. I always feel like the refs are going to give that team down 1-0 the benefit of the whistle. I always felt that way. I don't put it all on them, but I always feel that way. And I felt that way tonight. So you got to be smarter. 2 games in, the Hart minutes, I don't know. I don't know what to do there with my guy, bro. Because when we're not dictating,
we need more Mitchell Robinson. That's what we need.
Hey, can we get more of Blockness in there? I'm not going to turn that down. So, it's frustrating, man. They gave these guys an out. They gave them momentum. And now you got to go into game 3 and you got to earn it. Now you're in a dogfight again. Got to fight your way out of this.
They got to come out with the energy, man. And now they got to come out playing like a desperate team. And, you know, we always talk about Brunson never having back-to-back bad games. And we can look, you know, JD and I talked about it. Like, you look at the numbers, you're like, all right, this is a good Brunson game. Got his 37 points, 7 assists. But when you watch it, you're like, there's a lot left on the table, as you mentioned, like passing the ball wise, looking for guys, especially when you're looking at pick and pop, man. Like, we're supposed to be we have the
Where
best
is it?
pick and roll dynamic duo in the NBA. This is not the team that can stop it. And we're like, let's not use it at all. It's just mind-boggling, man. And I will get the coach when it comes down to that decision. But it's like, jeez, man. I know Brunson's going to bounce back in game 3. He never has back games. Everybody else, man. That's the thing with this team. Is everybody else that needs to lock in, man. Is everybody else going to be locked in for game 3 in a hostile environment and put this thing back on track, go up 2-1?
Bro, just move the ball, man. You just got to move the ball, bro. Like,
it is that simple.
It's as simple as passing the ball. Like, yo, listen, man, I'm a cap guy as anybody, man. But like, bro, you're working way too hard for your points. You're working way too hard, bro. And you don't need to.
He took 27 shot attempts. Bridges was next with 18. After that was Cat with 11. OG had 10. That is absurd. In a game where I felt like you didn't even need to do that. You didn't, and like most of that came in like the first 3 quarters. Like, you didn't need to do all that.
Didn't need to do it, bro. They need to do it. You know, the lineup that had the lineup when they had like you had Mitch and Josh out there, so that's already 2 non-shooters. With who was the other? It was Brunson, maybe. It was either the 3rd or the 4th, where you had Mitch, you had Josh, you had was it Brunson, Deuce?
Yep.
And I forgot who the 3rd one was.
That lineup, I'm pretty sure, was Brunson, Deuce, Hart, Mitch. I think Cat was out there because neither wing was out there.
Yes. Again, not a good lineup.
It's not.
It's not a good lineup. So, you know, look, man, they gave it away. They went too hard for it. And when they got into it, you know, the Schroeder 3, wide open. They kept going, picking at Brunson and Cat. Cade got to the free throw line. How many free throw attempts did Cade get tonight?
Cade had 12.
12. Schroeder, 6 of 10, 20 points off the bench. Knicks bench, 8 points from Deuce. He's been ineffective 2 games. Campaign 4 minutes. Cam got 4 minutes with the 3 fouls. After he got the 3 fouls, you never heard from him again. You got 6 fouls in a game. You got 8 points from your bench. And like, look, you got 2 nights off, and I get it. You know, you can go to the starters. I didn't think the starters were tired, but they just needed a little more punch, man. They needed a little more punch. This game was given away, man. 100%, bro. 100%, bro. Absolutely given away, man. Yeah, it's aggravating, bro. Aggravating.
What's even more aggravating, CP, is that the Pistons were handing the game to the Knicks in the 4th. Like, they were doing almost damn near everything to hand us the game. And the Knicks didn't play a good game, and they were right in it. That's what's even more like the Knicks have the talent to go out there and go look like this dominant team that they could potentially be, and yet we're playing down to competition way too many times.
Yeah, they do it to themselves, man. They do it to themselves, man.
With that, I guess let's get into the key stats of the night, brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. So let's look at some of these games. Let's look at these stats right here, JD. Obviously, the one that we don't want to see is the Knicks losing 100-94. But let's get through some of these. We see the rebounding battle. Knicks lost the rebounding battle 48. Pistons had to 34. Knicks had 34 boards while the Pistons had 48. Unacceptable, man. 15 assists, 15 assists for the Knicks, 11 for the Pistons, 8 steals for the Knicks, only 7 for the Pistons won the block battle with 4. Knicks only had 1. Pistons had 15 turnovers while the Knicks had 14. I thought the Knicks were pretty sloppy tonight, especially at critical moments where they were trying to make a run and just continue to turn over the ball. You had the shooting percentages, which were almost similar. Pistons shot 45% from the field while the Knicks shot 42. 3-point percentage was abysmal for both teams. Pistons shot 22% from downtown while the Knicks shot 29%, under 30%. And this is one of the more efficient three-point shooting teams, and they weren't able to knock down threes tonight. And then when you look at the free throw percentages, Knicks hit 84% while the Pistons hit 82. And then we'll get points in the paint. Pistons won that battle 46-40. Second chance points tied even at 11 apiece. And then fast break points, Pistons barely won that one 15-14. But that's key stats of the night, brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. People, make sure to use that promo code KFTV to get to $1,000 in instant bonus cash and a free pick. Let me tell you something about Underdog Fantasy and why I love it. Underdog Fantasy, you can go create a ticket between 2 to 8 players. The more players you choose, the more you have in your potential earnings. And all you got to do when you choose those players, you just got to choose higher or lower for any statistical category that may be chosen. So, for example, you have points, rebounds, assists, the combination of the three. How many points can a player score in one quarter or the second quarter? And the stats keep changing as the game wears on. So that's what makes it so fun. And the cool thing is you don't got to just use one particular sport. You can mix and match sports. You can go NBA, NHL. You got playoffs right now in hockey. You got MLB. You got the baseball season going on right now. So you can mix and match players between 2 to 8. All you got to do is just choose 2 players. If you're choosing one sport, they can't be on the same team. Or you got to just mix and match from all across the leagues. And so all you do, just choose 2 to 8 players, put down a little bit of money and see what you can return, get on your return. And the other thing is, if you don't feel like making a ticket, you can put on your GM cap and do some fantasy drafts and compete with your friends. You know, JDCP and myself, we like to do a little wager, put some $5 down, some beer money, see who can win, who's got the best ideas, who can draft the best team, man, and go win. So go support our sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. Use that promo code KFTV to get up to $1,000 in instant bonus cash and a free pick. Ashton, what's going on?
It's been a rough morning. See, I have usually the games are around 3:30 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. for me. So I have to
Oof.
wake up for that, and I have missed like 2, 3 games at the most in last 4 years. Remember, Alex, JD was not there, but when I called and said that if we play hard, extended minutes, and he finishes or starts the game as the top 5 of our team, what's gonna happen? I remember when I said watch closely how many threes he gives up. Remember when I said he does
Mm-hmm.
couple of flashy things like he dove today for the ball and saved the ball pretty nicely, and then all the defensive lapses he had today, and the game losing three that he gave up today. That's all. Remember, I think the JD was not there. Also, in the first call that I made this season, when I said Mikhail needs to get into the gym and train his legs, he does not have the legs of an NBA player. He can't go through any player because he just needs to get a little bit separation to go through mid range, and they did not allow any space for him to shoot his mid range. But let me call out a few stats here. Okay, OG Anunoby, OG 0 out of 4 from 3 point, 4 out of 10 field goal. Mikhail 3 out of 11. Okay, Towns 0 out of 2. So of course, Tibbs, we know what Tibbs is. He has no offensive scheme, and he did not know what to do. So he went with Brunson iso ball because in playoff, you should know if you sometimes it's gonna happen. Your players won't shoot the ball because we shot so bad from three, and we are supposed to be a great offensive team. And when the ball does not fall, you teams should have a scheme to how to put OG in OG for his driving game because they are already at the limit in the fourth quarter. How to put Cat in the post all the things that could have been done by Thibs, and what was I really don't understand if Hart can't play offense. What's the point of not having a 7 foot offensive monster in the on the team on the playing field with Cat? Uh, You don't have to dive for loose balls if the guy if a 7 footer can take the rebound in the first place. I don't know, man. What I think we will have a very tough series, and I hope everything we will win this series, but things has to become more fluid, and I don't think things can do much better ahead when we win this series. So I would love to hear what JD and you think about what I said. Have a good day, guys.
Let's get to tonight's sponsor, man. Daniel, throw the graphic up. Shout out. We got a new sponsor in the building, man. Shout out to our friends at Morgan and Morgan for sponsoring the show. And shout out to Morgan and Morgan, man. Injury attorneys. And with over $25 billion recovered for over 500,000 clients, Morgan and Morgan has a proven track record of fighting to get you full and fair compensation. For example, in Florida, a client received $12 million after the insurance company's best offer was only $350,000. In Pennsylvania, a client was awarded $26 million, a staggering 40 times the insurance company's original offer of $650,000. So shout out to our guys at Morgan & Morgan, man. They can get you paid for over 35 years. They've been fighting for the people just like you and I. They have over 100 offices and more than 1,000 lawyers nationwide. When hiring Morgan & Morgan, it's like hiring an army that has your back. If you've been injured by the negligence of another, you deserve to be paid. When you hire the wrong law firm, you may be beat before you start. All law firms are not the same. So make sure you check out our guys at Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. So free until you get paid. And for more information, go to morganandmorgan.com. Once again, go to morganandmorgan.com for more information. And once again, we appreciate Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring today's show. Shout out to another one of our sponsors of the night, man. A new one. Absolutely. Shout out to LinkedIn. And, you know, as a small business owner, you don't have the luxury of clocking out early. Your business is on your mind 24/7. Absolutely is. So when you're hiring, you need a partner that grinds just as hard as you do. And that hiring partner is LinkedIn Jobs. When you clock out, LinkedIn clocks in. LinkedIn makes it easy to post your job for free. So share it with your network and get qualified candidates that you can manage all in one place. And look, I can certainly tell you that I have used LinkedIn to bring on some talented teammates onto KnicksFanTV, and it works very easy. You put in your job requisition, you put in your job description, and within minutes, you basically will have applications that you can review, and the process is very seamless. I think their whole platform is very intuitive, easy to use, and you can certainly root out some of the ones that don't necessarily fit the description and then bring in the ones that do, get coordinated an interview, and then you're good to go. So how it works, you post your job. LinkedIn's new feature can help you write job descriptions and then quickly get your job in front of the right people. Then at the end of the day, the most important thing to your small business is the quality of candidates. And with LinkedIn, you can feel confident that you're getting the best. Based on LinkedIn data, 72% of small and medium-sized businesses use LinkedIn, say that LinkedIn helps them find high-quality candidates. And then you can let your network know that you're hiring. You can even add hashtag hiring frame to your profile picture, which I have done. And Al, you've probably seen it because you're on LinkedIn with me, and get 2 times more qualified candidates. So find out why more than 2.5 million small businesses use LinkedIn for hiring today. Find your next great hire on LinkedIn, and you can post it for free by using linkedin.com/KFTV. That's linkedin.com/KFTV. Post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.